Hello, welcome again to my YouTube channel. So this is the second part of the justifying circumstances. So tapos na tayo sa definition ng justifying circumstances. Na-enumerate na natin ang mga circumstances na nandito sa justifying circumstances, and then pati yung requisite ng self-defense. So ngayon dito tayo sa defense of relatives. So anyone who acts in defense of the person or right of his spouse, ascendants, descendants, or legitimate natural or adopted brothers or sisters or his relatives by affinity in the same degrees and thus consanguinity within the fourth civil degree, provided that the first and second requisites prescribed in the next preceding circumstances are present, and the further requisite in case the revocation was given by the person attacked that the one making defense had no part therein. So ito yung defense of relatives. So may requisite din ang defense of relatives. Kailangan may unlawful aggression, di ba? So reasonable necessity of the means employed to prevent or repel it. So na-discuss natin to sa first part. So in case the provocation was given by the person attacked that the one making defense had no part therein. So meaning even if may provocation na ginawa itong taong inattack, di ba? So yung gumawa ng defend had no part therein, meaning wala siyang personal knowledge na may provocation pa lang na nangyari. So ito yung requisite niya sa defense of relatives. So na-discuss natin tong di ba, yung spouse, ascendants. When we talk about ascendants, ito yung mga kadugo mo, either affinity or consanguinity, di ba? When we talk ito yung mga kadugo mo na pataas, di ba? Ito yung mga lolo, mga grandfather, grandmother. Ito yung lolo ng lolo mo, di ba? So ito yung mga ascendants. So then itong mga descendants, ito yung mga apo mo. So, di ba? Ito mga apo mo, apo ng apo mo. So ito yung mga descendants. Then affinity, when you talk about affinity naman, itong affinity, ito yung relationship nyo. For example, nagkasal, di ba? Married yung papa at yung bagong kinakasama ng papa mo. So automatic yung anak ng bagong kinakasama ng papa mo is your relative by affinity. So stepsister mo siya. So ito yung mga relatives by affinity. Ito namang relatives by consanguinity, ito yung blood relationship talaga, di ba? Within 4 civil degrees. When we talk about itong mga degrees, for example, first civil degrees, second civil degree, third civil degree, at fourth civil degree, yung first civil degree mo is yung mga parents mo, di ba? For example, ako, yung parents ko, yun yung first civil degree. Yung second civil degree is yung kapatid mo. Kasi pupunta ka sa parents mo, first civil degree, then babalik ka sa kapatid mo. So ito yung mga second civil degree. Or yung lolo mo, di ba? Ito yung mga second civil degree. Then third civil degree is yung mga anak ng kapatid mo or yung mga pamangkin mo. Third civil degree yun. At yung ama ng lolo mo, third civil degree. So ito yung mga third civil degree. When we talk about naman yung mga fourth civil degree, so yung anak ng pamangkin mo, so yun yung mga fourth civil degree. Or yung first civil degree, for example, first civil degree mo yung father mo, lolo mo, second civil degree. Yung anak ng lolo mo is your third civil degree, or yung mga uncle mo, yun yung mga third civil degree. Then yung cousin mo, yun yung mga fourth civil degree. So ito yung pagkwenta or para matawag natin mga degrees, di ba? Pagkwenta ng mga degrees in the civil degree. So ito yung ikatatlo niya, di ba? The person defending be not induced by revenge, resentment, or other evil motive. So kailangan hindi siya napatay niya. For example, napatay niya yung tao, yung action niya is not induced by revenge, di ba? Hindi siya gumawa ng revenge or resentment or other evil motive. So ito yung ikatatlong requisites ng defense of strangers. Then avoidance of greater evil, state of necessity. So first, that the evil sought to be avoided actually exists, di ba? Second is that the injury feared be greater than that to avoid it. Then third is that there be no other practical and least harmful means of preventing it. So ito yung avoidance of greater evil or state of necessity, meaning nandito na sa circumstances yung isang tao wherein mamimili siya kung ano ang pipiliin, di ba? Ano yung mas least evil, di ba? So kung pipiliin niya yung least evil, so ito yung necessity niya na ma-avoid yung greater evil. So the least evil is, for example, papatay na niya kasi para ma-avoid yung greater evil. So ito yung example nitong avoidance of greater evil. So ito yung requisites that the evil sought to be avoided actually exists. So may nag-exist talaga yung evil sought, yung greater evil, that the injury feared be greater than to avoid it. Then that there be no other practical and least harmful means of preventing it. So wala na talagang paraan or wala nang means na magagawa. So in order to avoid the greater evil, so pipiliin mo yung least evil. For example, ako ang mas least evil is patay na lang siya. So in order to avoid the greater evil, so nakagawa ka ng action wherein napatay mo yung tao. So ito yung avoidance of greater evil. So ano yung mga example ng greater evil? For example, may ginawa siyang bomba, di ba? May ginawa siyang bomba, then nasa kanya yung button, di ba? So pipindutin na lang niya, then mas greater evil yung gagawin niya kasi marami ang mamatay. So ang ginawa mo, papatayin mo lang siya para ma-avoid yung greater evil. So ito yung avoidance of greater evil, di ba? So namimili ka ng mas less evil na gagawin mo. So ito yung avoidance of greater evil. The fulfillment of duty, any person who acts in the fulfillment of a duty or in the lawful exercise of a right or office. So ito yon. Kailangan may lawful exercise of a right or office para ma-fulfill mo yung duty mo. Requisites nito is the accused acted in the performance of a duty or in the lawful exercise of a right or office. Then the second one is the injury caused is the consequence of the due performance of duty or the lawful exercise of such right or office. Ito yung fulfillment of duty. Then may tinatawag din tayong obedience to an order of a superior. Any person who acts in obedience to an order issued by a superior for some lawful purposes. So kailangan na lawful purpose. Pag hindi lawful yung purpose ng superior, so hindi rin ito ma-qualified as requisites in the obedience to an order of superior. So define natin tong unlawful aggression. Unlawful aggression is assault or at least threaten, assault of an immediate and imminent kind, meaning may assault na nag-i-exist, then yung threat, di ba? Yung threat na nag-i-exist mayroon. So itong yung definition ng unlawful aggression. So kailangan immediate at imminent, meaning wala ka nang magagawa, kailangan nang gawin, di ba? Provocation defined. Provocation, any unjust or improper conduct on the part of the offended party capable of inciting or irritating anyone. So ini-incite mo yung tao para gawan ka ng mali. So ito yung provocation. So, tapos na tayo dito. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, relatives by affinity versus relatives by consanguinity. And when we talk about the relatives by affinity, ito yung mga marriage such as parents-in-law, sons and daughters in-law. So, ito yung created by marriage. Relatives by consanguinity are relatives by nature or blood. Relations siblings are within the second civil degree, whereas uncle and niece or aunt and nephew are within the third civil degree. First cousins are within the fourth civil degree. So, di-discuss ko na ito kanina, itong fourth, yung mga degrees, di ba? So, ano yung kaibahan ng tatlo? So, ito yung kaibahan nila. Yung ikatatlong elements lamang yung naiiba. Itong mga requisites, di ba? Pansin nyo. So, ito lang yung kaibahan nila. So, ito mo yung kaibahan nila, di ba? Sa self-defense, lack of sufficient provocation on the part of the person defending himself. Siyempre, di ba? Siya yung nagdepensa sa kanya. Then, itong sa defense of relatives, in case the provocation was given by the person attacked, the one making defense had no part therein. Then, the defense of strangers, so the action of the person, di ba? Who defend the person attacked, di ba? Should not be induced by hatred, revenge, or other evil motive. So, ito yung kuha nila. So, summary of liability. Lahat ng justifying circumstances na danggit ko is walang criminal liability, di ba? Then, wala din siyang civil liability. Pero itong avoidance of greater evil lang yung may civil liability. So, ito yung mga liabilities nila. And then, the battered woman syndrome. So, justifying circumstances din ito, di ba? Ito yung ginagamit as defense ng mga, for example, yung asawa na babae, di ba? Pag napatay niya yung lalaki, so ito yung mga defense na qualified as justifying circumstances. Yung battered wife, di ba? Ang battered woman syndrome. Yung definition ng battered wife, a woman who is repeatedly subjected to any forceful physical or psychological behavior. So either physical, pananakit, for example, sinipa, sinuntok, so ito yung mga physical. Psychological behavior is also known as yung mga emotional behavior, di ba? For example, linalait niya, di ba? Yung asawa niya, parati, di ba? Then, in order to do something he wants her to do without concern for her rights, di ba? It includes wives or woman in any form of intimate relationship with a man. So, take note with this, in any form of relationship, hindi lang mag-asawa. The couple must go through the battering cycle at least twice. So, may tinatawag tayong battering cycle. So, kailangan ikalawang beses niya nagawa yung psychological, di ba, abuse or physical abuse. So, in the board exam, may tanong dito, what are the cycles of violence in battered woman syndrome? So, ito yung answer. All of the above. Tension building stage, di ba? Where minor battering occurs. Then, acute battering incident characterized by brutality, destructiveness, and death. Then, ikatatlo is tranquil or loving phase. So, the batterer shows loving, caring nurture to the victim. So, pagkatapos niya saktan, di ba? Nag-show naman siya ng loving care or nurture to the victim. So, ito yung ikatatlong bahagi ng battered woman syndrome cycle. So, dapat yung tatlong ito is ikalawa niya inulit, di ba? Inulit niya twice para matawag nating battered woman syndrome. So, that's all for the justifying circumstances. So, thank you for listening, and please subscribe to my channel for more videos about criminology's board exam.